हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी। हरे कृष्णा। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। So we are continuing. Thank you all for joining. We are continuing Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. There are 64 Angas, limbs of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. We discussed 12. Today we have to discuss from, this we discussed. A sannyasi must not be eager to make qualified disciples. And we discussed how, for the sake of what is not a right motive, is for name and fame. And what is a right motive is to spread the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a service to Guru Parampara. When bhakti is a motive, then Srila Prabhupada says sometime we have to take rest. Okay, now beginning from number 13, today we will discuss up to 19th. Maha Arambhadi Anudya Maha. Not being eager for huge undertakings or costly temples. One should not engage in big projects that distract one from spiritual goals, but big projects for the pleasure of the Lord may be undertaken. If someone comes forward to offer service, the acharyas encourage them to build costly temples for the Lord service. Example, Rupa Goswami engaged Maharaj Man Singh to construct Govind Dev Ji temple. The Guru's first and foremost activity should be to preach. One should spend money for publishing authorized books for propagating Krishna consciousness. And we have this example of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He told Srila Prabhupada on the bank of Radha Kund, Abhay Babu, if you have money, then instead, and Saraswati Thakur said, if I had to redo everything again, I would rather rip off the marbles, sell it, and use that money to print book and distribute books. So if ever Krishna provides you some money, distribute books, print books, write books, print books, and distribute books. And Srila Prabhupada took that as one of the instruction as his life and soul. And all his disciples he would engage in spread in sending out for book distribution. Why such injunction is given? Such injunction is given because then we have to raise so much funds, then we have to maintain such a huge undertaking that itself requires a lot of funds. Maintenance becomes very difficult, and the energy goes a lot in there, and then there is not much time for outreach, or one becomes very much consumed. But then Srila Prabhupada says, but for the sake of preaching, we can build big temples also. Like in ISKCON, we have many, many big temples. We have Mayapur, the one of the biggest project in the world coming. How much huge millions of dollars are invested. We have many temples here locally. Huge undertakings are there. Um, um, so one understanding is for the sake of preaching. Like Srila Prabhupada says, I can sit under a tree and preach, but who will come to meet me? But if I live in a mansion, in a big temple, then all kind of people will come and they want to spend some time. So if it is facilitating preaching, if we don't have temples, where will new people come? How will they meet us? But now we have Radha Gopijana Vallabha, and all over the world we have many different temples. So people walk in. So the main purpose, main focus is preaching. Another understanding also, if a temple comes, it comes by Krishna's own desire. Um, and when Krishna comes into the temple, Krishna provides for the maintenance. These projects are not for ourselves. These projects are given by Krishna for the pleasure of Krishna. And Krishna is the maintainer. Every temple had their own experiences that Krishna is the one who maintains. There is example on these lines of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, who wanted to expand Radha Kund. It was only a small pond where people would wash clothes. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the glory of Sri Radha Kund as the highest place. So he had a desire, Raghunath Das Goswami, and then he felt very bad that why do I have such material desires? And then Raghunath Das Goswami neglected that desire. And then there was one Brahmana who was going to Badrinath, Badri Vishal. He was a businessman. He had huge sum of money that he wanted to donate to Badri Vishal. Then Badri Vishal came in his vision and he said, go to Vrindavan and give this money to Raghunath Das Goswami for the excavation of Radha. And then Raghunath Das Goswami then excavated. It's a huge, even today the papers are there that Radha Kund is owned by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami's signature is there on those papers. We see um, Radha Govind Dev temple was built by Raja Man Singh. Huge temple, 7 story. Later on, 4 story was the dome. Later on, the Mughals attacked and they broke that. Another example is Sanatana Goswami. He would keep Radha Madan Mohan under a tree and offer him some bhati without even salt, without dal, without salt, just some balls of wheat. And later on, one businessman, his boat was stuck and he went to Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami says, you can pray to Madan Mohan. Um, and then the businessman said, if my boat can be released, then whatever money comes from this sale, I will use it to build a temple for Madan Mohan Dev. and his boat was released and his profit was multi times than it what usually was. He got a huge amount of money. He was an honest businessman. He used all the money and built a huge temple um, for Radha Madan Mohan. So we see our Goswamis, they mention one should not take the understanding, but if Krishna has a desire, Krishna actually provides, and Krishna provides and Krishna maintains. But even after they had such temple, they were not trying to enjoy the facility. Sanatana Goswami would not live in Radha Madan Mohan temple or for luxury, but Sanatana Goswami would um, still live under different trees every day. He was fixed in his principle of renunciation. We see devotees would build huge mansions for Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada would go. People would come and meet Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada would say that I am missing my small hut room in Radha Damodar Mandir in Seva Kund in Vrindavan. I'm missing that small room. So these pure devotees, they are not attached. They are not building it for themselves. They will build and they will go somewhere else also to travel and preach. Usually when people build home, they're very attached to the homes and they want to stay there and they want to get the maximum benefit. They want to make it very beautiful. They are doing it for, there should be some luxury there. But these realized souls, they don't build anything for their own glories. They build it for the better of people should come and take a Krishna consciousness. And then they leave. And their purpose is, their desire is just to serve the Lord. Their desire is not to enjoy. So that is something on not being eager to hew for huge undertakings or costly temples. And why Srila Prabhupada says, what big projects for the pleasure of the Lord may be undertaken. We always, it's very important to see how to apply these principles of sadhana bhakti um, in the current age, time, place, circumstances that we learn from our immediate founder Acharya. Then Granthan Naiva Bhyase Bahu, not reading many books. One shouldn't be eager to read many books that disrespect the Lord or oppose the Bhagavatam or give discourses as a means of livelihood. In other words, one should not be eager to read many books or give discourses as a means of livelihood. Prabhupada said, Krishna Katha should not be given for money. Bhakti should not be sold. Um, One should study authentic books like the Gita, Bhagavatam, and so on for the purpose of advancing in bhakti. One should not read many books for knowledge only, to learn something new so I can speak something new or I can impress the people I am speaking. These are all wrong motives to read. But reading should be to understand the process of bhakti and to progress in the path of bhakti. Another thing is accumulation of books is not a very good idea. It's again a principle of atyahara or greed. Let's say I have such huge library. Yes, you have a huge library, but then how much are you reading? Another thing on this is when we take a book, we should not stop the book in middle and jump onto another book. That is also a kind of restlessness. One should be patient. One should take a book. One should finish the book. If you take Bhagavad Gita, finish in Bhagavad Gita. Don't accumulate many books and like different titles and read the whole thing and then the Bhagavad Gita is not read. Many years have passed. Then take Bhagavatam and finish Bhagavatam. Systematically read. Um, yes, and just the principle of accumulating is not good. Or reading five, six books at a time, not good. But there are devotees who like to read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam simultaneously, or Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita simultaneously, and that is all right. But there has to be one main reading, and that reading should be consistent. And if you have less time, then that should be prioritized, which is a main reading. Reading should be systematic, should not be ad hoc, now third canto, now sixth canto, now first canto. Should be systematic, um, should be consistent, regular, yeah, and should not leave it in between and then jump to another. So one should study authentic books like Gita, Bhagavatam, and so on for the purpose of advancing in bhakti. One should not study to defeat others in arguments. We discussed that. Show one's proficiency or to get popularity by lecturing in different places. Now, see, I will speak about this summit and that summit and that. That is very interesting subject matter. Vasi Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, whatever you speak should be explained in terms of bhakti, and especially in terms of our relationship with Krishna, process, how to attain Krishna, and the goal. What is the goal of life? In these three terms, Sambandha, Avidya, and Prayojan. In these ways, lecture should be given. Then, Vyavhare Api Akarpanya, straightforwardness in dealings, and equilibrium in dualities. This is very difficult. A devotee shouldn't be disturbed by material gain or loss and should not perform degrading activities in distressing circumstances, but should always think of Krishna within oneself. This is from Padma. Basically, straightforwardness in dealings means don't lie. We see people very, very frequently take shelter of lying. Oh, I'm not able to do this because I have this thing. I won't be able to come because of this. Or this is coming in way, or time is not there. We see that lying is very, very frequent, uh, sometimes, very, very frequent in our day-to-day activities. That is not straightforward. This is not favorable for bhakti. Straightforward means say the truth. Prabhupada says that simplicity means that you can speak the truth even to your enemy. Speak the truth. Even if there is a reaction, speak the truth. So that is called straightforwardness in dealings. And if you speak the truth, people will trust you. If you lie, then you lose the authenticity. And nobody will believe you, whatever you say. People will think why they are saying what can be the reason. Nobody will believe your words. So everyone, please try to be straightforwardness in dealing. And then equilibrium in duality. Dualities will come. Sometimes people will put us in a very, very difficult situation. And we may lose our temper. We may lose our equilibrium. Whether it is sometime in extreme happiness, we may become bewildered. Sometimes situations are favorable, sometimes situations are not favorable. But then to maintain our state of consciousness, like especially it is seen, we lose our, what do we say, uh, our gravity in different association or the intention. Like in dualities, we don't remain the same in different circumstances for various reasons, various material desires, etc. So peace, equilibrium and duality and straightforwardness in dealings. This is the 15th Anga of Bhakti. Once again, we read this quote, a devotee should not be disturbed by material gain or loss. This we understand. And should not perform degrading activities in distressing circumstances. Sometimes we do that. Situation is distressful, then we perform degrading activities. It can be acting out of another, like anger, envy, pride, greed, etc. Lust is there. One should always think of Krishna within oneself. We are not able to see whatever situations we are put in. We are not able to see Krishna has purposefully put me in this particular situation. The test. And we see that when we don't follow this, when we don't stay in equilibrium state, we make mistakes. And then we have a reaction. They may not specifically enhance our bhakti as such, but then they protect our bhakti. And because they help us grow in bhakti, they are considered as an anga of bhakti. Sadhakas are of two types. Marana Prabha, or one who simply remembers Krishna and doesn't bother about collecting resources for Krishna's worship. Smarana Prabha means he does not bother about collecting resources for Krishna's worship. He just depends on Krishna, Krishna provides. He simply remembers Krishna. There is one devotee, one sannyasi, he was building a temple, and to build a temple, he would just focus on reading Bhagavatam, and his faith was, I will just serve Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam will provide. Then Seva Puram, for one who worships Krishna's deity form, to the best of one's capacity and doesn't become miserable by begging too much for gathering paraphernalia for seva. There's also a sadhaka. He wants the worship to be very best. He begs also. He wants the first class article to be offered to the Lord. And that is also perfect. Both are perfect. You can simply depend on Krishna, but as long as it is focused on either dependence on Krishna or it is focused on serving Krishna. If Krishna is in the center, that is perfect. Like in our temples, we are mainly seva par. We try to offer the best dresses to Radha Gopi Vallabha, best food to Radha Gopi Vallabha, best ingredients cooking for Radha Gopi Vallabha, best plates and cups all made of silver. Everything for the pleasure of Radha Gopi Vallabha. This is seva pada. We make endeavor, make the high quality service for the Lord. Some may whatever Krishna provides. Like Rupa and Sanatana Goswami worship was like that. Sanatana Goswami, Madan Mohan would say, my dear Goswami ji, I am under your care. You are offering me bhati. At least give some salt. This bhati alone is too dry and too tasteless. Sadhan Goswami was very fixed in his renunciation. Sadhan Goswami would say, my dear Madan Mohan ji, you are the Lord, I am your servant. But I will not accept anything that I doesn't offer to you. I will not eat luxuriously that I don't offer. But I have my own principles of renunciation, and that is only to support my devotion to you. And today you are asking salt, tomorrow you will ask sugar, then you want some ghee, and then you want some dal, and then you want so many things. How will I provide? How will I maintain my service to Lord Chaitanya, who is not different from you? So the Lord Himself arranged to that businessman and build a huge mansion, huge temple. Then Satan Goswami gave the service of Radha Madan Mohan to somebody, took care of Radha Madan Mohan very nicely. Satan Goswami went to Nandagaon and went to Govardhan, and he would write books and serve Louis Sabna and serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that way and excavate the holy places. And so they were Smarana, whatever Krishna provides, they would offer. Then the Lord arranged. For a devotee, however, endeavors to obtain items useful for serving Krishna instead of being indifferent to loss or lack of those items. For a devotee, generally speaking, in current day and age, one should be seva pada because the tendencies were not very pure, like Rupa Goswami. And then we may say we may neglect the worship of the Lord in the name of whatever Krishna provides for himself. And then we may be enjoying nice food stalls, going to different hotels, taking care of ourselves very, very nicely, and then neglecting the worship of Krishna in the name of whatever. That's why in our day and age, we seva para. Then there is Sokadi Avasavartita, not lamenting. How is it possible for Krishna to appear in the heart of a person who is overpowered by lamentation, anger, illusion, or other emotions? So now, not lamenting, how do we understand this? We should lament when we perform anything wrong. We say something to a devotee, should lament. Purpose is lamentation is a quality of a good soul. We perform any activity like breaking a regulatory principle. I'm sure nobody does that. Lamentation should be there. Any sinful activity, lying, anything we do, lamentation should be there. So why is it said in Padma Puran, how is it possible for Krishna to appear in the heart of a person who is overpowered by lamentation, anger, illusion, and other emotions? And that there should not be any material lamentation. Like somebody passes away and we are so overwhelmed by lamentation, somebody passed away. And we are only thinking about that person instead of focusing on Krishna and seeing the hand of Krishna. And then depending on Krishna or praying to Krishna. When lamentation is there, Arjuna was also lamented the loss of Abhimanyu, but he was always Krishna conscious. He lamented the Bhishma Dev falling down, and so many places he lamented. So it's not that no lamentation, but if one is overpowered by lamentation, that is also not good. Too much lamentation is not good. But lamentation, there has to be a balance, and it should be Krishna centered. And for devotees, the lamentation takes the form of taking shelter of Krishna. Oh Krishna, I said that. Oh Krishna, I acted in that way. Oh Krishna, please forgive me. Krishna, let the suffering comes upon me. Maharaj Parikshit was lamenting when he garlanded Samik Rishi with a dead snake. When he was going back, he was lamenting. Oh Krishna, let the reaction come upon me now, then later. When the reaction came from Shringi that he will be killed in 7 days, he felt relieved, Maharaj Parikshit. Oh, the reaction has come. So a devotee should lament, and he can also pray, my Lord, let the reaction come now for what I have done. Let me suffer. I deserve to suffer. But please don't ban me from serving you. Because Toha bina kaya che amar. Who is there other than serving you? What else is there in our lives other than serving you? So when lamentation is centered around Krishna and shelter of Krishna, many examples in Shastra which is very good. But if one is overpowered by lamentation, like oh I lost my money, somebody cheated me, and 2 months I am lamenting on, oh this happened, why that happened, or this house. Somebody cheated me and they gave me a house which has this effect, and I'm lamenting for months over it. No, that is not good. That's what it refers to as not lamenting for material gain or loss. And for that situation, how will Krishna appear? Because the heart is full of lamentation, anger, illusion, other emotions. But anger can be used as serving Krishna. All the emotions can be used as serving Krishna. Then Anya, Deva, Deva Nagya, not disrespecting. Deva Agya, Devan, Devanagya, not not disrespecting devatas. One should one should always worship Hari, the master of all devatas, but one should not neglect to offer due respect to Brahma, Shiva, and other devatas. One should never disrespect them, Padma Puran, because they are also devotees. They may not be pure devotees. Some of them are, some of them aren't, but they are still devotees. When we respect devotees amongst us, why not respect devatas who are also devotees? But one doesn't need to worship them with rules and regulations. But one can respect. Then there is Bhutanudvega Daita, not troubling other jivas. That pure-hearted person who does not inflict pain on others, but treats everyone like a loving father, treats his children, quickly pleases the Lord and is favored by him. Mahabharata. This is very, very difficult, very, very important. Is not troubling other living entities. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, know that all living entities carry Krishna in their heart. So one should offer them all respects in all circumstances. Know that every living entity carries Krishna in their heart. So one should offer them respects under all circumstances. But then why we trouble other jivas? Because why we inflict pain on others? Maybe because of the enjoying spirit, because of false ego, for whatever reason. And how difficult it is to treat everyone like a loving father treats his children. If at all we can develop that quality of treating everyone like a loving father treats his children, how much love father has for his children. Mahabharata says when a living entity considers everybody else like a father loves the child, he quickly pleases the God and is favored by him. So here is a shortcut given. Really, really deeply affects us negatively if we become critical, if we inflict pain on others. How can we inflict pain on others? We can inflict pain on others by our actions, by our words, by our body. And then Krishna become displeased. Krishna is in the heart of all living entities, but we are not so advanced to see that. But then the reaction will come if we trouble other jivas also. So who does not inflict pain on others? The pure-hearted person. He does not inflict pain on others, but love everybody. Like Srila Prabhupada, our different spiritual masters. Your ever well-wisher. No matter how you treat me, I remain your well-wisher. Eternally. Till you go back to Godhead. This life and all the future lives. Your ever well-wisher. How much responsibility our spiritual masters takes by initiating people like us who are not qualified and who have lot of anarthas, who may be very degraded souls. And then how much responsibility he is taking that he won't go back till he sends us. How much love and care there is in that. If somebody is sincere, one person asked Ravanath Maharaj in Chapati. Gaurang Prabhu asked Ravanath Maharaj in Chapati. That what do you think about this person in Brahmacharya ashram? Seems to be creating some difficulties for other brahmacharis. Should we keep him or not? So Maharaj asked Gaurang Prabhu, does this devotee chant 16 rounds? Yes. Does he follow four regular principles? Yes. Is he doing politics in the ashram? No, he's not doing politics. Then if the person has bad habits, don't worry about it, tolerate it. We are all products of Kali Yuga. We all have some shortcomings or other. Anger may be there, envy may be there, pride may be there. We are all conditioned souls. We all have different levels of condition. But if we are chanting 16 rounds following four regular principles, Krishna will take care of us. Then one should treat others with love and not trouble them. Then there is Seva Aparadha. Seva Nama Aparadhanam Varjanam. Avoid offenses in deity, service, and chanting. This is also very important, Anga Bhakti. That again, some of them, especially the next 10, they are not like, um, they will not um, increase bhakti necessarily, but they will avoid fall down in bhakti, like equilibrium, not lamenting for material losses, not giving pain to other jivas, not committing offenses while serving the deities or while chanting. Seva aparadha, nam aparadha, two are there. The devotee should carefully avoid offenses in deity worship. This is the last one we discussed for today. Will take 10 minutes maybe more. The devotee should carefully avoid offenses in deity worship at all times. Varaha Puran, 32 offenses in deity worship from Padma Puran. Different scriptures have mentioned different aparats from Varaha Puran, from Padma Puran, and all of them are mentioned here. Entering the temple in a palanquin or with shoes. Don't enter temple with shoes or palanquin, because why people go in palanquin? Because they are respectable. But in front of Krishna, everybody is a servant. Ekala Ishwar Krishna are Sabhabhritya. Chaitanya Charitamrita explains. Ekala Ishwar Krishna. There is only one Ishwar Krishna. All are his servants. Whether it is Balaram, everybody else serve Krishna in the mood of a servant. Whether it is Balaram, whether it is Narayan, whether it is Lord Shiva or Brahma, everybody is a servant. Whether it is Lord Ramchandra. Ekala Ishwar Krishna. So one should not go in front of the Lord in a proud state, which includes going in a palanquin. Not observing festivals like Janmashtami and Rath Yatra. Don't do that. If there are festivals like Janmashtami, observe it. Not bowing down before the deity. not bowing down before the deity, worshipping without washing hands and feet after eating, basically jute haath se, entering temple in a contaminated state. Example is recent death in a family. Offering respects with one hand, both hands are used to offer respects. Circumambulating in front of the Lord. We circumambulate the Lord, not circumambulate in front of the Lord. So we close the curtain when we circumambulate to the sea. Spreading the legs in front of the deity and showing our feet to the deity. We should avoid that. If kids are doing it and they are simple, either we turn their direction or we put a chadar or something on them. So the feet is not visible to the Lord. Holding one ankles, elbows or knees in front of the deity. Lying down in front of the deity. Eating in front of the deity. And why these principles? Because lying down is a pleasurable experience. Eating is a pleasurable experience. So when Krishna is there, Krishna is the enjoyer. So we close the altar. Even if we have to sleep in the temple hall or in the deity room, then better is to close the altar, cover with somebody and then sleep there. But we are not in front of the deity. Speaking a lie before the deity, rather, if possible, never speak a lie. Talking loudly before the deity, gossiping before the deity, any subject matters. Don't do it before the deity. Just like I went to meet a family, they had something to discuss, some subject matter. So they said, Prabhuji, let me send the kids, then we will talk. So we don't want to speak in front of the deities also. Uh, some subject matter. We should not speak or criticize or do any or gossip, prajalpa in front of the deities. Crying or howling before the deity. Um, quarreling or fighting before the deity. Chastising someone before the deity. Doing favors to others before the deity because there is a conception of I am great. In front of Krishna, you say like, I will do this for you. And it's like as if we are somebody's well-wisher. Actually, Krishna, Sohidam Sarvabhutana. He is the Sarvadehinam. He is the friend of all living entities. We may be God's instrument, Krishna's instrument, to do favor to somebody or to do service to somebody. But ultimately, we should see ourselves as I just have a desire to serve and I'm grateful to Krishna. Krishna engage me in this service rather than see what I did for others. That's why. Then speaking harshly to others before the deity. Anytime we speak harshly, the reaction will be there. But we should not praise others, neither we should criticize others, neither we should bow down to others in front of deities. Wearing a blanket before the deity. Wow, very commonly seen. Praising anyone else before the deity, neither criticize nor praise. Rather praise the Lord. It's like, Krishna is a person, Krishna is there, Krishna is standing. So the perspective is what I shouldn't do that will displease Krishna, what I should that will please Krishna with that intention. But all these rules and regulations don't act for those who have spontaneous love for Krishna. It is said one doesn't need to follow the Shastra on a spiritually advanced platform, but we must follow. Also, it is said that a pure devotee of the Lord, he follows the Shastra anyways to set a good example. Then speaking in a vulgar way before the deity, passing air before the deity, which is like bad smell coming because of improper digestion. Again, the purpose is not to put the deities in inconvenience. Failing to worship the deity according to one's means, offering inferior items although capable of offering superior items, like taking care of ourselves very nicely but not taking care of the Lord very nicely. Eating food which is not offered first to Krishna. Like, if you have a child, you made something very nice and you ate, and you don't offer to the child, not very good. But rather, if you love somebody, you want to serve them. So, eating food which is not offered first to Krishna again becomes an offense. Not offering seasonal fruits to the deity. If there is something which is very nice, then serve the Lord. with those things. Offering food, etc., to others before offering to the deity. First, it should go to Krishna, then others can eat. Sitting the with back towards the deity, offering obeisances to others in front of the deity. I mean, Maharaj says, rather not Maharaj says, it's okay. It's not this is not like super hard and fast rule. Um, but generally speaking, you can go out of the temple and pay obeisances to each other. But if somebody pays obeisances in the temple hall, then it's okay to pay obeisances back and in your heart. First pay obeisances to Krishna and then to Krishna's devotee. And we also hear devotee of my devotee are my devotee and not those who claim to be my devotee, Krishna says. That way it is okay. Then offering obeisances silently to the Guru. One should recite aloud the prayers to the spiritual master while offering obeisances. One should say Guru Pranam mantra loud, but should not be very loud because this is Prabhupada movement. But it can be like just in such a way that we can hear, nobody else can hear. Failing to offer some praise in the presence of the Guru. Um, Failing to offer some praise in the presence of the Guru. Guru is there, glorify him. Don't glorify everybody else in front of Guru because the purpose is Guru and Krishna should be treated on equal level. Um, mm, and the purpose is we want to, just like we want to please keeping Krishna in the center, we want to please our spiritual master also. Should not go in front of spiritual master and say, Guru Maharaj, you know what did I do? You know, I did this also, and I did this also. And Guru Maharaj, I am so great. That should not be the mood in front of Guru, but it should be like I am conditioned, I am fallen, I am struggling. I'm living by your mercy. Whatever I'm able to do is by your blessings and by your prayers. But one should offer Guru all the respects, all the praise. And that is the truth. That is the truth. It's not that we are saying this and we don't think in that manner. Initially, we can say and may not think because we may not have realized it. But eventually, when realization comes, then we will realize that this is actually true. How do we not become proud? It is said by giving glory to the Guru. We don't become proud. But if we take it for ourselves, then we want to become gurus, and that is a sign of pride in itself. Then praising oneself before the Guru, then deriding the Devatas before the deity. Oh, Krishna is great and Shiva is like this. I mean, yes, Prabhupada also said many times Lord Shiva is controlled by the modes of material nature. Even Brahma and Shiva are sometimes attacked by lust, Prabhupada says. Although later on. mm, So Prabhupada says that, but then purpose is to make people Krishna conscious. If Prabhupada say, everybody is great, then who will worship Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead? And then it will be watered down. But then and then Srila Prabhupada would go to Shiva temple and pay his obeisances also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to Lord Shiva temple and pay his obeisances also. But it is important to clarify Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Once one is set in their understanding, then it's different thing. Prabhupada glorifies so many times Lord Shiva and Bhagavatam and others also. Then offenses in deity worship from Varaha Puran, Nasimha Puran, Vishnu, Dharmottara and others. Touching the deity in a dark room, don't do that. Not strictly following the rules of deity worship. It's okay, who cares? That's fine. Krishna understands. Entering the temple without first making sound, bell, or just a knock to say that Krishna, I am coming. Because there are many examples. Generally, we are not so qualified that the Lord reciprocate with us on a personal level, but we have heard the stories of Jagannath running away, or some deities do reciprocate in very, very personal way with their devotees. So best is
Uh,
to just knock.
uh, Sorry, Prabhuji, knock is fine, right, Prabhuji? If bell is not
Yeah,
there.
knock is fine. Yes, brother. Yes. Offering food which has been seen by dogs or other animals. It's said that the food becomes contaminated. Breaking silence while worshipping. While worshipping, best is to not speak, but higher than worshipping is taking care of devotees. It is said if you're worshipping and some devotees needs to be taken care, stop the worship and first take care of devotees. But in general, we don't do arati and we don't worship, and simultaneously we are continuing our conversation. Rather, the Lord should be glorified, and that's why we have bell and we have Hare Krishna Mahamantra go on. To go for passing urine or ec- evacuating during worship, but if it has to be done, then shower has to be taken. Offering incense without offering incense without offering flowers or garlands. One should offer flowers to the Lord. It is said that in Arati, at least three items should be offered. It is any three, but generally incense and flowers are there. Generally speaking, these two are usually there. Incense and flowers. Offering forbidden flowers without any fragrance. That's why we offer a perfume, because America flowers don't have any fragrance. Worshipping without abundance when one can afford. Um, washing, failing to wash teeth carefully every day, because the bad smell will come and the Lord has to tolerate us. Entering the temple directly after sexual intercourse, one should take bath. Entering the temple after touching a woman during her menstrual period, lamp, or a dead body. When you see a dead body, when you touch a woman in her period, or lamp. Entering the temple after touching the woman during her menstrual period, lamp, or a dead body. I don't understand the lamp part. Anyways, entering the temple wearing red or blue garments or unwashed garments, somebody else's garments, and dirty garments. Um, Again, the purpose is simple. Then unwashed is, one of the sign that will cultivate goodness is one of the thing that cultivate goodness is cleanliness, which includes external, internal. External cleanliness includes bathing and fresh garments. Every time we bathe, not every time we bathe, but every day we should wear fresh garments if possible. Fresh socks, fresh, all the clothes fresh. Don't, if possible, don't wear any clothes. If possible, don't even wear jeans. I know people wash jeans in multiple days, if possible. Uh, Fresh, clean, eat freshly cooked food, wear fresh clothes. You will feel very good about yourself because you will come more into Sattva Guna. Somebody else's clothes, as much as possible, don't wear. Dirty garments, don't even touch dirty garments, unwashed garments. Otherwise, uh, otherwise, don't, yeah, not at least don't touch them and then go for dirty worship. Entering the temple after seeing a dead body, one should take bath. Passing here within the temple, it's a repetition because different scriptures. Being angry within the temple, entering the temple after visiting a crematorium, take bath. Belch before the deity, worshipping with undigested food in the belly, which I think it's many times unavoidable because many times in Radha Gopijana Vallabh Mandir we take lunch and then we take bath and go to 4 p.m. seva. The service are 6 times a day we have to offer worship. So then it is very difficult to worshipping with undigested food in the belly. But at least take bath and then go. Smoke marijuana, marijuana or ganja or opium or similar intoxicants. Enter the deity room with oil smeared over one's body. Oil is considered as impure. So don't go to the altar with oil smear on the body. Rather, after the deity worship, then put the oil on the body. Disrespecting scriptures, teaching about the Lord's supremacy, introducing opposing scriptures, chewing betel nut before the Lord because it is meant for the Lord. Anyways, we don't eat betel because it's considered intoxication. Offering a flower which was kept in an unclean pot. Anything touched by unclean substance is considered unclean, so that should be thrown away. Worshipping in an inauspicious time, Asura Kala. Um, but usually we have six arati, six worship. All the time we worship. Worshipping while sitting on bare floor, one must sit on a mat. Especially when we do arati, best is to stand on something. That's why we have a small mat usually in the temples. Best is to stand on them. Touching the deity with left hand, best is to avoid. Or we do touch Radha Gopijana Vallabha with left hand, but with cloth around us, like a hanky when we are cleaning. Otherwise, we take the cloth. We don't usually, try. Touching the deity when he is sleeping. Um, First, we wake them up. Worshipping deities with old or begged flowers. Spitting during worship. Boasting in front of the deities. Touching the deity before taking bath. Decorating forehead. Decorating forehead with the three-line tilak. We usually use two-line tilak. Offering foods cooked by non-Vaishnava. We don't offer to the deities. Worshipping before a non-devotee because it becomes instructing a fatalist. Because if you worship in front of non-devotee, they will feel like, what is this? And I don't believe in it. So they may become offensive. And then we become a cause to take them away from Krishna. If Krishna does not like when we become an instrument to take somebody away from Krishna, and we receive mercy when we become an instrument to bring somebody closer to Krishna, worshipping before a non-devotee or while seeing a non-devotee. Not worshipping Ganesh before starting, not worshipping Ganesh before starting worship. So how we don't do that? Prabhupada said no need of worshipping Ganesh before worship. Rather, we take permission from Guru and all the devatas reside within the body of the Guru. Worshipping after seeing a Kapali, one who performs a black magic. Bathing the deities with water touched by the nails or fingers. We don't touch water with nails or fingers. Worshipping while perspiring. But if time, place, circumstances, there is no other option, then we say Om Apavitra Pavitra Va Sarvavastam Gatopiva Yet Smarit Pundarikaksham Sabhayam Bhayatara Suchi Om Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. That is the mantra to take bath mentally. It's called mantra bath, but that should not be used as an excuse for personal cleanliness. Shivara Maharaj says, once in a while it is okay. But if you become lazy and use the mantra, then Krishna takes the offense. But Krishna understands if it is occasional. Crossing or stepping over the flowers offered to the deities, taking a vow in the name of God. भगवान की कसम खा के बोलता हूँ ऐसा करना चाहिए. All these things are not good. Nam aparad or offense to the Lord's holy name and its gravity. So there is one who commit all kinds of offense is freed from them by taking complete shelter of Lord Hari. One who commits offense against Lord Hari is freed from those offenses by taking shelter of his holy name. But one but once who commits an offense against the holy name falls to the lower regions. So if you commit some sins, then you take shelter of Hari, Hari will deliver you. Sarva dharma parityaja, aham tom sarva papebhyo. But if you offend Hari, then you can overcome offense through Hari by Harinam. But if you offend Harinam, then then it says one goes to the lower regions. Sins can be overcome by taking shelter of Hari. Offense to Hari, that we discuss Seva Aparadh, can be overcome by Harinam. Offense to Harinam is most severe. An offense to Harinam is blaspheming devotees, considering the devatas to be equal or independent, like Brahma and Vishnu, Shiva same or independent. But rather no, everybody comes to Krishna, Ekala, Ishvara Krishna. Everyone comes from Krishna, directly or indirectly. Disrespecting or disobeying Guru, because ultimately if we displease Guru, we see from Indra's example who displeased Brihaspati. We don't have Guru doesn't have to curse us, but if we displease Guru, then that displeasure becomes a form of difficulty for our bhakti. Blaspheming scriptures, considering the glories of the holy name as imagination, giving some other interpretation to the holy name, committing sins on the strength of the holy name. This Prabhupada emphasizes, I can do whatever I want. I can break the regulated principles because I'm taking holy name will purify with that intention. But we see Holy name does purify, but there are still severe reactions because Krishna doesn't want us to do that. Considering the holy name equivalent to other rituals. We can do holy name, we can do yagya, we can do meditation. Yeah, considering them to be equivalent to other rituals. Teaching the faithless people about the holy name. Rather, better stay quiet. We should not speak until somebody is asking or inquiring in a humble mood. But somebody is inquiring in the mood of argumentation. Better it is to stay quiet because otherwise becomes an offense. And do not have faith in the holy name despite hearing its glories. And it includes to maintain material attachments and to be inattentive while chanting. Then, okay, so that's all. I think 20 onwards we will start next. We finish till 19. Okay, that's all we have. If there are any discussion, we can take now. Any questions anyone
That was
has?
wonderful. Prabhuji, oil to the hairs or to the body, maybe a lotion, while dressing the deity or touching the deity or in general also, Prabhuji.
I mean, we can put it, Prabhu, when we come for morning program or attending any programs, okay, but not while interacting with the deities, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Even
thank
while cooking or anything that interacts with deity, we avoid. And after service, we put it on, Prabhu, if needed.
thank you.
Okay, anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Look,
Dhanad, Dhanad, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, one point there was mentioned in you might have told, but I joined late. So
You have nice picture. The best place to quarantine yourself eternally is a lotus feet. Yes, continue.
thank you, Prabhuji. So the ornament color, mean red or blue, should not wear.
Red or blue, not ornament the dress in front of the Lord. That's what is coming from Varaha Puran. I don't really think what I've heard is these are general guidelines and they are coming from Shastra. Um, but the offense they commit by doing that is not actually severe, but we can easily overcome any kind of seva aparad by Harinam. We may not be able to follow some of them at least. I mean, I know some of them is just very difficult to avoid because somebody pay obeisances to in front of deities, you end up in paying obeisances to them. And if somebody is trained, then nobody pays obeisances. But when we meet outside temple hall, we pay. But otherwise, there are many things that happen here. We may say something or we may react in a certain way. Many things are unavoidable. Or if we have digestion problem, then some may pass air in front. And there are many things that happens. But they are not so severe as long as Harinam goes on. Like we see in temple, blue and red color, especially ladies, they have multicolored dresses many times. Um, if you can avoid, good. If you come with that, it's okay. Chant Harinam. But if you can avoid, good.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, what is the best color to wear when you're worshipping deity?
I mean, I don't think there is one right answer. I mean, obviously, for people in our lifestyle, we have one color to wear. Otherwise, many devotees wear white. Any sober color? Yeah, I don't think there is one answer, Mataji.
But not red and blue.
And that's what Varapuran says.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, ma'am.
Prabhuji, I have one question, same
Mhm.
with Mataji's question, same way. प्रभुजी इफ यू प्रभुजी एक ही तरह की कलर की साड़ी अगर कंटिन्यू जैसे मैं भोगा सर्विस के लिए जाती हूँ सो देन प्रभुजी वन साड़ी ऑलवेज पहन सकते हैं ना धो के जरूरी नहीं है कि एवरी डे एवरी टाइम व्हेन वी आर गोइंग सो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कलर इफ वी हैव चॉइस सो वी कैन वेयर सेम कलर बट वॉश एवरी टाइम राइट प्रभुजी
Yes, yes, yes.
या
Krishna is,
प्रभुजी
yeah.
या प्रभुजी
Even
थैंक यू
we
प्रभुजी
wear the same color every day.
Yeah, Prabhuji,
Every
I am
time.
wearing every time same color. So I feel myself ki oh Everybody wear different color, but only I am the wear same color every Sunday for the Bhoga service. So that's what my question. Ki when we are clean and then wear again and again, right, Prabhuji?
Yes, just cleanliness, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. One quick question, Prabhuji.
Pranam,
The
Prabhuji.
all the standard what you talk about, how many of them can be, applicable to the home deities? Or everything is applicable to only temple, or it's all applicable to the home or temple deities both?
That's a good question, Prabhuji. Mainly, all of these, we are a little bit more stricter when it comes to temple deities. For home deities, as much as possible, Prabhuji. Some things are like just not really possible.
Like
For
some of the
example,
key things, if you can highlight, Prabhuji, for home deities, like that will help.
I mean, for example, home deities, we interact multiple times. We have to offer bhoga. We cannot be every time taking bath. For cooking, we offer 3 times. We cannot take bath every time for cooking. I mean, it depends. Some devotees can follow that standard, but then at some point of time, it may cause a lot of pressure and may not be practical also. So that's why I said for temple, we are very strict. For Radha Gopijana Vallabha, we are very strict. But otherwise, um, I mean, we at least try that if we pass stool, we should take shower. At least we don't go in that form in front of the Lord. But then we may have eaten something and then we may still continue worshipping them. I mean, may not be like specifically arati or dressing. For that, we are a little bit more like in perfect cleanliness. We try as much as possible. But things like putting them to rest, a very mild interaction with them. Just time plus circumstances, we have to see what best I can do in these circumstances. Main Prabhupada said for deity worship is punctuality and cleanliness. Most important.
Prabhuji, one question is like, suppose if we go to the temple on the Sundays feast, so then we step out at 3 or 3:34. So we could not do the evening aarti. So is it okay because we are going to the temple and then we came very late 9? We don't want to, so we don't open the curtain at that time before we leave, and we do all the morning aarti and bhoga in the afternoon. So as of now we are not doing in the evening. So it's okay, Prabhu, because we are going to the temple.
You mean as of now you are worshipping deities morning and evening?
Yeah, we are doing morning and evening 2 times aarti. So, but in Sunday especially we can't do because we go to the temple. So at 3:30 around 4 p.m. we start. So now we don't open the curtain in the evening because we came at around 9:30 in the late. So we don't want to disturb the Lord at that time.
And do
So
you do
what
full
I heard,
arati?
sorry, Prabhuji,
Do you do full arati with all the 5
three
articles?
article as of now.
3 articles. 2 aratis, 3 articles each. Okay. Okay. And you have Jagannath deities?
Yes, Prabhuji. In the morning we do 3 article. In the evening we do only incense.
Oh, okay.
As
So
of now,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
I mean, my understanding is best like our ISKCON worship. 1 arati is sufficient. Full arati is preferred.
So you're saying, Prabhuji, 1 arti with 3 articles.
1 arati with 5 articles is
One
preferred.
arti with 5 article. Okay.
Yeah,
Not
second
not
arati
necessary 2 arti.
not necessary in home worship, Prabhuji. I mean, if you have a mood of deity worship and if you like, sky is the limit. Deity worship is one of the most potent form of devotional service. So we don't discourage devotees. But if they say what is the minimum standard, we say 1 arati. 1 offering, minimum standard.
Okay, Prabhuji.
And if you have any question, you can let me know later on about.
Sure,
what
Prabhuji.
you think.
I'll talk to you on that. Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, anything else?
Prabhuji, one more question about the color. And I have also same question as Himanshu Prabhu asked. But color will generally on the day of Nitya Trayodashi, right? We wear blue color kurta, actually, or sari ladies wear. So do we need to wear on that day or no?
I mean, it's more of a personal choice, but it's not necessary. I mean, we offer blue to Nithya, but we don't necessarily need to wear blue. But it's more like a mood. Devotees may have moods. Um, it's a personal choice. I would not say yes or no to it. If
Well,
you all have made up, like, everybody in the temple is wearing blue, just Harina will overcome. And
I
that's
mean, it's not an offense, right? I mean, just what
well, anything the Shastra says, I mean, I cannot say it's not an offense because I cannot speak against Shastra Prabhuji. But all I can say is it may not be grave, can be very minor, and it can be nullified by Harina because I have to speak what Shastra says or what
yeah.
Tuba Goswami says. But Maharaj says some of them we don't take it very seriously. But Maharaj doesn't say that it is not true. So that will be another blasphemy of Vedic scriptures that it's not right. But everything Shastra says is perfect, not very grave.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Atumya Mataji.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Dandavanam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Prabhuji, I have two questions. One
Mhm.
regarding to the color and one regarding to the chanting. First is regarding to the color. Prabhuji, can we wear a black color? Because in in parampara they said that, not in Guru parampara, Prabhuji. Um, हमारे पहले जमाने के लोग ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कि ब्लैक कलर नहीं पहनना चाहिए वगैरह. So is it okay to wear a black color? Is my first question. And second question about chanting. When we sit for chanting on a one place, so should we take asan for chanting or floor पे chanting बैठ के चलेगा प्रभु जी?
Whatever is comfortable. For chanting, no hard and fast rules. You can be on asan, you can be on a cushion, you can be whatever is comfortable. The only injunction is sitting straight is preferable if possible. Now regarding black color, I mean, I have seen personally His Holiness Sadhana Swami Maharaj wearing black jacket, winter jacket. So I don't think that there is any hard and fast rule that devotee should not wear black color. We do prefer not to offer deities black dress, but I have seen Radha Madhav and Ashtasakis wearing black dress also. And somewhere scriptures also have heard, I was reading, somewhere I read Radharani wearing pink blouse and black sari with a pink shawl. So, yeah, I mean, some may say, I don't know the reference to it. I just spoke what I remember, what I have seen, or what I have read. Did I answer both the questions, Mataji?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji.
Regarding bowing down in front of deity, during Sunday feast class or Bhagavatam class, whoever in the Vyasasana, we usually bow down when they offer garland to the speaker. So is it okay to bow down or is it okay to not bow down?
Yeah, what I do, the principle behind this injunction is to glorify somebody else before the Lord. But what I do is when I bow down to Radha Gopijana Vallabha, for example, if I'm from Indian temple, and then I pay my respects to them, to Guru Parampara, and then to Vaishnavas, and then that is okay. That's what I personally do. Because in the purpose is Lord is the center. And that's why you're not bowing down to somebody else, because whatever mercy, empowerment, words, or maybe knowledge or realization or bhakti, however we define, whatever they have is given by Krishna. Krishna is a supreme personality. So the purpose is to respect somebody else without recognizing the Lord being the center of everything. But if we if we respect the Lord first and then Vaishnavas, I feel Lord is pleased.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay, anything else? All right. Thank you very much. If I spoke anything wrong, please forgive me as a humble servant. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavendra ki jai. And please, this time we are very strict on the date of 16th. We recommend you to not send us any messages. And please, if you write, even if you are not very kind of your answers are not perfect, I'm almost 100% sure you will get the Bhakti Shastri certificate. You just have to write it. From what I know, all of your understanding is already very profound. But for the sake of the course, we request you somehow or other, even with half knowledge, write it and submit it. And if you have no time, just read the presentation. If you have no time to read the presentation, especially for example, Bhagavad Gita, finding it very complex, just read the verses translation once. But please do appear. Please let us receive something from your side so we can finalize the list. Thank you. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandavat
Thank you
pranam.
so much, Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Prabhu, Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.